بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome to our classes of Al-Arabiyyah Bayna Yadayk. Inshallah, today we will be studying some grammar. Before we begin, I just want to quickly explain something which will lead to understand our lesson today. Now, most of you probably already know this. What we are going to talk about is nakiratun wa ma'rifatun. Nakiratun means indefinite. Ma'rifatun means definite. In English, we have definite and indefinite too. So, in English, something which is indefinite usually has a or an before it. So, for example, a house. A house means any house. A pen, any pen. A chair is any chair. And when something is definite, it usually has al before it. Al in Arabic is the. So in English, it usually has the before it. So for example, the house, the pen. So when we say the house and the pen, we know exactly which pen or which house we are talking about. In which case, it is definite. Likewise is the case in Arabic. So if you put al before a noun, for example, al-baytu, it means the house. You know exactly which house you are talking about. As for baytun, it is a house. A and an in Arabic are represented with tanween. What is tanween? Tanween is either a double dhamma, a double kasra, or a double fatha. A double dhamma, a double kasra, or a double fatha represents a or an in Arabic. So nouns are either definite or indefinite. Usually nouns can become definite if they have an al in front of them. Also, names of people and names of places are definite, just like in English. So for example, if we said Syria, Syria is definite. It's something which when you say Syria, people know what you are talking about because it's something which is just definite. It's the name of a place. The names of people, so Surya is definite, it's ma'rifatun. Muhammadun is the name of a person, it's also definite. Inshallah, I hope that's clear. So in Arabic and in English, you have definite and indefinite. In Arabic, it's definite with al, or if it's the name of a person or a place, it's definite. And it's indefinite with tanween. Now we are going to move on to mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. So we'll be looking at mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Mudaf is possessed and mudaf ilayhi is the possessor. So mudaf is possessed and mudaf ilayhi is the possessor. Bi-idhnillah, this should make more sense when we look at our examples. So for example, babu al-bayti. Babu al-bayti. Bab is the mudaf. So that is the item which is possessed. Al-bayti is the possessor. So the bab belongs to the bayt. So the door of the house. Kitabu, kitabullahi. Kitab is the mudaf. So that is what's possessed. Allah, lafzul jalala. Lafzul jalala is, when we, in grammatical terms, when we refer to Allah, we say lafzul jalala. And this is a respectful way of referring to Allah's name. So lafzul jalala is the mudaf ilayhi. And Allah is the possessor. So it's Allah's book or the book of Allah. So Allah's book or the book of Allah. Both translations are correct. Baytu Muhammadin. Bayt is the mudaf. Muhammadin is the mudaf ilayhi. So Bayt is the possessed. The house is that which is possessed. And Muhammad is the possessor. So it's Muhammad's house. The house is possessed by Muhammad. Muhammad's house. Or the house of Muhammad. Kitabu talibin. Kitab is student. No, kitab is book, sorry. Talibin is student. So kitab is the mudaf, the possessed, and talib is the possessor. So this is student book. Student book. Okay, so the mudaf ilayhi. The mudaf, it always comes first, and the mudaf ilayhi, it always comes second. So the mudaf, it always comes first, and the mudaf ilayhi always comes second. So for example, babu is the mudaf. It is the possessed item. It's come first. The mudaf ilayhi, the possessor, it comes second. So the mudaf always comes first and the mudaf ilayhi always comes second. In regards to mudaf, there are a few things that you need to know. The first thing, it always comes first. The second thing, it never has al. The mudaf never takes al. And the third thing, the mudaf, it never takes tanween. So it will never have a double dhamma, a double fatha, or a double kasra. It never takes tanween. So the mudaf, it always comes first. It doesn't take al and it doesn't take tanween. As for the mudaf ilayhi, it comes second. Now the mudaf ilayhi, it can either be definite or indefinite. In most cases, the mudaf ilayhi is definite. So the mudaf ilayhi can be definite or indefinite. If it's definite, it's either definite by being a name or it's definite with al. And if it's indefinite, it's for example, kitabu talibin. Kitabu talibin. Here it's indefinite. It just means student book. Which student book? We don't know. It's any student book. So it's indefinite. Now when it comes to mudaf ilayhi, the mudaf ilayhi is usually indefinite. So it's either going to be a name or it's going to be with al. So in most cases, you'll see it with al or it will be a name. Our teacher used to say to us, if you're reading a text and you want to know where mudaf ilayhi is in that text, look for two nouns. If the first one doesn't have al and the second one does have al, usually this is mudaf ilayhi. Not always, but mostly. Or if the first noun doesn't have al and the second noun is a name, then it is usually mudaf ilayhi. So for example, in this case, here's a noun, babu. There's no al. The second one, al-bayt, there's an al. So this usually is mudaf ilayhi. Or for example, baytu Muhammadin. Bayt is a noun. There's no al. Muhammad is a name of a person. So this usually is mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Now the mudaf ilayhi is always majroor, meaning it's always in a state of kasra. So either there's kasras there or something which is representing that kasra. So for example, kitabu talibin. Over here there's a double kasra, talibin, double kasra. Over here, babu al-bayti, kasra. Kitabu Allahi, kasra. So the mudaf ilayhi always is in a state of kasr. طيب. Okay, the mudaf can come marfu', mansub or majroor depending on where it comes in a sentence. We previously studied that the mubtada is always marfu'. So if the mudaf comes as the mubtada, as you know, it will be marfu'. So for example, baytu Muhammadin jamilun. Muhammad's house is beautiful. Here it's the mubtada, so it's marfu'. We previously studied that the maf'ulun bihi is always mansub. So if the mudaf comes as maf'ulun bihi, it's going to be mansub. So for example, qara'a Muhammadun kitab Allahi. Kitaba here is the maf'ulun bihi, and that's why it's mansub. If a noun comes after a preposition, then it's majroor. So if the mudaf comes after a preposition, then it's going to be majroor. So for example, ذهب محمد إلى بيت خالد. So Muhammad went to Khalid's house. Now it doesn't just have to be the mubtada to be marfu' or the maf'ulun bihi. If it's in a position in the sentence where it's going to be marfu', the mudaf will be marfu'. If it's in a position where it's going to be mansub, it will be mansub. And if it's in a position where it's going to be majroor, it will be majroor. طيب. To summarize what we've taken. So the mudaf is the item which is possessed. So for example, kitab. Kitab is possessed. The mudaf ilayhi is the possessor. In this case, kitabullahi, Allah is the possessor. Lafdhul jalala is the possessor. The mudaf comes first and the mudaf ilayhi comes second. The mudaf, it never takes al and it never takes tanween. As for the mudaf ilayhi, it's always majroor. And it can be definite or indefinite. The mudaf can be marfu', mansub or majroor depending on where it comes in the sentence هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.